Hello fellow meter owners, this is Tim Hendricks of DMS International, and I want to talk to you a little bit about building your own satellite transponder list for the Sathero meters. Okay, we use a Microsoft spreadsheet with the extension XLS. You cannot use XLSX. It must be XLS. And normally what I do is I start with a template. Template just makes it a little easier because I have one satellite and a couple transponders in here just so I remember exactly how it goes. And you can download any satellite list from our website and just delete all the rows that you don't want and add rows that you may want. So the header kind of is there to give you an idea what goes in the cells below. First row, first cell has the satellite name. The satellite name must always be preceded with the hash mark, the pound sign you see here. That gives the loader the information it needs to start loading and to tell it that that's a satellite name. The next cell is the position of the satellite. And yes, I know that says 2630 when it's actually 97, but I'm going to show you how we came up with that number. If you think about this being in degrees, you know that a complete circle is 360 degrees. We use tenths, but we don't use the decimal point, so it ends up being 3600. From that, we subtract the actual position, which is 97.0, and that gives us the 2630 that you see there. You only do this for the west satellites. For the east satellites, you use the actual position. So if this was an east satellite at 97, that number would be 970. Okay? If you want to check your work to make sure you've done it right, you can use 3600 minus the 2630 equals 97.0. So it's pretty easy once you know how it's done. Alright, this is your first LO, and you can see that we're using a universal LNB that has two different LOs. This one should be 10600. Okay. If you're using a standard LNB with a single LO of say 10750, you would put that number in both of these cells. 10750 here, 10750 here. So that's your satellite. The next line is the transponder. The first cell needs to have something in it. I just put a 0 there normally. Okay, this is the frequency. You can see it's a C-band frequency because it only has 4 digits. Symbol rate and polarity. Polarity can only be vertical or horizontal. Okay, second row, the frequency of 12152, we know that's KU, symbol rate, polarity. Okay, if I wanted to add a frequency, 12177, 23,000, vertical. Simple as that. If you want to add another satellite, say I want to get the Pentagon channel, SES1, and we know that SES1 is at 101, so we use 3600 minus 101.0 equals 2590. So 2590, and most likely you're going to use the same LO settings. Somebody moved the keys on the keyboard again. And then you can start putting in the transponder information. Pentagon channel is on 11.820 with symbol rate of 20,000, and it's horizontal. So it's as simple as that. You save this file and name it whatever you need to so you can remember it. The things you need to know: you cannot have a blank row or even a blank cell in the middle of this file. So if you do, the program will stop wherever that blank is, and depending on where that blank is, it may give you an error. Other than that, it's pretty simple. You can use this file to load your meters using the tools that's on our website, SatheroMeters.com. And if you get stuck or have a problem or have a question about the file or loading it, you can ask us. Sometimes if you have an error in your file and you can't figure out where that error is, you may want to send that file to us and we'll take a look at it for you. And here's the email address you would use. So it's all pretty straightforward. Once you do your first file, you'll be confident enough to do several more. So thanks for listening. Again, this is Tim Hendricks at DMS International, and thank you for using our meters.